Hello, YouTube. This is Piss and Moan, and today,
We're talking about How to Train Your Dragon 3.
the Hidden World.
The Hidden Valley Ranch.
So,
Product placement.
I think the biggest thing to take away with this is, for the third in a series, pretty darn good.
Did a good job of actually bringing to close a story.
Surprisingly,
Unlike-
they really, no sequels, no open-ended,
We're done.
end of the story.
It's over.
That was subverting my expectations, I have to admit.
Oh, yeah, I suppose not leaving so much open-ended anymore. Well, this is dangerously close to spoilers.
Yeah, I know, but...
Let's not.
The biggest thing I want to say for this movie, the biggest takeaway I had for it was the animation was incredible. This is easily the best animated, Pixar type movie, DreamWorks.
The best 3D animation.
Yeah,
movie.
best 3D animation movie I've ever seen. Some of the scenes, he's painting, and one of the characters is bumping something, and everything is just so natural, so fluid.
Yeah, you can see the paint drying as he's painting.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Incredible animation.
Great attention to detail, and not. It doesn't take away from the movie; it adds to it.
Honestly, it was so good, it was distracting to me. Because I was like, I was going to quote Angry Joe, because he says it so good. Like, he'll be playing a game, and the animation will be super good, and he'll just, that shit look good! That shit look good! And it's just, that is so good! Like, why is this so good? And the water was like that, too. The water animation were phenomenal.
It was pretty.
Very, very pretty.
It was pretty good.
I'm trying to think of even complaints I had with it. There's some story qualms that I feel like they could have done some things better.
They
but...
glossed over the ending of 2, which was a big problem for me. I did not like 2 very much. I was very disappointed with how they handled. I was disappointed they killed off Hiccup's dad. I keep forgetting his name.
I want to say Olaf, but that's not right.
No, it's some Viking strong.
Yeah, very. I want to find out now. Hiccup's dad's name. Stoic. The Vast.
Stoic.
The Vast. That's a great Viking name.
I was very disappointed with How to Train Your Dragon 2 killing off Stoic, because Stoic was a very, very good counterpart to Hiccup's
He was the foil to Hiccup, and he didn't have that in this movie.
No.
That was one of the other things. A lot of the characters in this movie I felt were very underused. And sometimes they overused some of the side characters that we don't care about, the twins. They're there for filler characters. That's what they are. They're not pivotal parts of the cast.
Yeah, they were kind of there to give Hiccup a class to train with in the first one.
They didn't need to be such involved characters in this one.
They weren't so much a part of the team as the rest of them. I mean, they're just comic relief.
Yeah.
Which we had enough of.
Yeah, they had I like the comic relief in the nerdy boy. That was a good character. This D&D nerds oh, Fireball plus 4 is highly effective against and just nerding out in the middle of combat.
Well, and he was a lot of fun in the first one because he came together at the end with all fun. And it's okay, here's the expert. He knows what's going on with the dragons. Here's the people that'll take it out. Everyone had their role in the first one except kind of the twins that didn't do much.
And so this one they had more of a role of being stupider.
Yeah, and that's not to say it's bad. It's not bad by any stretch.
I'm trying to find problems.
We're nitpicking.
Whereas I just complained about how much I despised Alita. This one I had some complaints. Big difference.
Yeah, because I like some of the callbacks to the first movie they do. There was one point I was like, yes, that is perfect. Thank you for doing that. That was good. I like it.
My biggest complaint was I don't know if I liked the ending. It's I don't know if I liked it. I'm still very mixed on it.
We can talk about it in spoilers.
Yeah, I want to go into depth on that one because I really don't know how I feel about that, and I would like to get your opinion on it.
It's It's a good story. It's good character building for Hiccup in a way.
I don't like the character building around him though.
No, I don't like that he has to do it all by himself because it feels like despite what Astrid repeatedly says, you're not alone. It feels like
he feels very alone, and I don't like what they did with Astrid. So many of the characters felt so underused. She could have been that foil, and
she could have.
And they kind of tried to pretend like she was.
She would, because she was kind of the foil in the first movie. Wanted to kill the dragon.
Like she was in the first, Stoic was in the second, and he didn't have one in the third.
No, they were.
Mom sort of.
Mom's not
Astrid.
foil. Mom
sort of.
is.
That was.
Mom is Hiccup.
The mom was, but she's the foil in this, which is silly because she's
no,
not.
No, she's not. They don't interact. They have zero.
I don't think they talk to each other at all. I literally don't think they talk in the movie. One of those grossly underused characters, Mom.
Well, because that was my complaint about it too. The mom serves no purpose as a character.
She serves even less of one in this one.
The only thing she does is know things about dragons, which we already have Fat Nerd
we
Kid
got
for.
Nerd Guy for that. He's the no dragon guy. I feel like most of the complaints I had about this one were like leftover problems from the second one that they couldn't just get rid of, so they tried to minimize. And I feel like they probably did a good job at that, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a foil for Hiccup anymore. Well, what do we do? Well, we kind of massage these two, but that's him. It's literally his mom. She's like the same as him. She can't be
the same
that
personality.
What do we do? Poor director for number 3. Watch, it's the same guy for 2.
I don't know.
But so, I don't know. Anything else you want to say before we get into spoilers?
Yes. More. They glossed over the ending of 2, which for me was a problem because 2 ended kind of cliffhanger with the bad guy just kind of leaves.
Oh yeah, with the big dragon.
Yeah,
like
they just kind of go
dragon.
and it's not addressed. They make a throwaway line of, "Oh yeah, he was defeated."
They don't really address that he's the alpha. They just kind of like mention it near the end, like that he's literally like the alpha. Like he controls this huge horde of dragons. They're
what, Hiccup?
No,
or Toothless.
Toothless. Yeah,
that's pretty.
They kind of gloss over it though until the very end when it becomes important to the plot.
True. I suppose
for it to be such a pivotal part of the plot, you'd have figured to be worked in more.
I almost want to go through this scene by scene like we did Beauty and the Beast, but didn't take enough notes for that.
And it's way too late.
Yeah, I mean, at some point.
Man, we could do another one of this in depth.
We should pick an entire trilogy and just go through it.
Lord of the Rings.
Considering our Beauty and the Beast review was about as long as Beauty and the Beast.
It was significantly longer than Beauty and the Beast. We literally...
Do we have time for a 15-hour review? I don't think we have time.
It'll take some time. We'll work on it. Hey, if Thor Skywalker can have an entire channel dedicated to Star Wars, we can dedicate our channel to Lord of the Rings and just complain about how it's so much better than Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Everything is better.
We didn't mention that until just now.
That might be a new record.
Yeah, that's 8 minutes in. That's almost 9.
Wow, we're pretty good. Well, that'll tell you how good this movie was. It was able to distract from our hatred of The Last Jedi. Or
at least it wasn't able to remind us of our despising of The Last Jedi either. If we're saying good things about a movie, Last Jedi's not going to come up. It really... Oh, I can compare it to Last Jedi. No real strong female characters in this one. All the strong female characters kind of get minimized and don't play a significant role in this.
They do strong female things. Like they all fight and kick ass.
Oh yeah, like everyone else.
The mom controls dragon.
The big dragon.
The big dragon. I mean, they do strong things. I mean,
but they don't get strong female characters.
They don't get developed.
They're strong female.
They're strong females. Yeah.
That's not the same thing. Does that seem like what they keep doing?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's definitely one of the big mistakes people misunderstand about the term strong female character. Strong does not mean strength strong. Strong means well-developed, well-built, interesting. And
Oh, now I'm trying to think of who my favorite strong female character is. It honestly might be what's her face? Oh, that's a great sign. From Alien.
Ripley.
Yeah, Ridley. Ridley.
And then we're playing
Fireballs.
Yeah, take you for a ride.
I want to see that crossover. Ridley and Ripley.
Ripley versus Ripley. I bet there's fan art of that. I'm gonna look that up later.
That's gonna end up on your page. Shh. You better say that on behalf of a friend.
Actually, I have at least one person who has seen the YouTube channel who follows my page now.
Oh, really?
Yes, I told her about it. Yes, I got us a viewer.
Hi, viewer. We got one.
I'll keep your name
Hey,
quiet.
subscribe. I know you didn't. That was well played. Because you subscribe. I look over. I
do a lot of that kind of stuff in the background. Like
it's better when you're over there because I don't see it. Yeah. And I don't notice. You're my foil. You're my stoic.
I
the
keep
vast.
you in check. Yeah, I am pretty vast. Not as vast as I used to be.
The vast. Stoic. The vast. Hiccup. The vast.
Hiccup the hiccup.
No, the vast. You just carry on the family name. I love the name Hiccup. That's great. Oh, we didn't give it a rating yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to spoilers territory.
I kind of want to review the first one because I'm trying to think of what I'd give the first one. It's got to be like a 9 out of 10.
The first is either a 9 or a 10.
It is a phenomenal movie.
Because I think I said that year that I thought it was even better than Toy Story 3 for being new and fantastic. Because Toy Story 3 is great.
It is great. Like, Toy Story is one of the... It is a phenomenal movie. Toy Story is like one of the few movies that manages to like consistently get better.
I'm so excited for the fourth one.
I'm so nervous because they've been so consistently good and their expectations are so high.
I have faith.
That is incredibly dangerous.
I have faith.
I hope we don't get Last Jedi.
It's not possible.
It would be impressive.
It's not possible to F up that bad. Well, hopefully it's not possible to F up that bad with the original creative team still working.
Yeah, that helps a lot. So, if I think of How to Train Your Dragon as like a 9, 2 is like a 5. This is right in there like at a 7. Like it's not as good as the original, but it is good. It is far above average. Definitely worth seeing.
I think I like the ending more than you did, so I'm gonna give it an 8. I really enjoyed it.
I think if I could come to terms with the ending, I might give it an 8. That just really threw me off.
It got me in the feels pretty good.
The very end, yeah.
Well, no, the whole movie got me in the feels pretty good. It was...
Not sure how I feel about it still.
It felt like a completed story.
That definitely. It's one of the best conclude. Not many?
Not many movies
Name another. Name another saga that concisely finishes.
Return of the Jedi. Perfect end.
Yeah. I mean, all the Ewoks dancing and...
Well, and I love the special editions of Star Wars for how they changed it. I know everyone liked the Yub Yub song. I like the new song where it goes across the galaxy, shows everyone celebrating.
Honestly, that is a great one.
Return of the Jedi is just... It's great. Ah, man. Thor... All of this hate for Last Jedi has really rekindled my love for the original Star Wars movie.
It's honestly rekindled my love for the prequel trilogy. I still think Episode 1 is far underrated for the movie that it was. Honestly, I don't think even Jar Jar was that bad. Dumb? Yeah, but not that bad.
Dumb and out of place, maybe, but I mean... There were
certainly not ruining, and it's...
characters in other things big time.
Struggle to ask you to name. You cannot name a character in Episode 1 that is dumber than frickin' Holdo.
That's kind of a good point. Wow.
Jar Jar Binks any day
at least
over Holdo.
at least he convenienced them into a good situation.
His incompetence is believable and makes sensible incompetence. She is a horrible leader. horrible.
Although he does get put in charge of an army at the
And
end of
he's
the
still
movie.
better at it than she is. He's
They
absolutely
win.
a better
They do
general
win. They
than
still
Holdo.
win.
Holdo literally reduces her
Let's
entire
stop
army
with
to
this
nothing.
Madness. And
Always
go on
comes
to
back.
spoilers.
Always
my God.
comes back. So 7 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Going to spoilers.
And I could easily go to 8.
Yeah.
The ending. I want to talk about the
I
ending.
can't believe they killed everyone off just whoosh right like that. All killed by Hiccup and Toothless.
You mean Holdo?
To go, yes. Just flew the dragon straight through the fleet of other dragons.
Went to light speed and just. You know, that's what in the commercials you see where they shoot the ball out and they go through it. That's going to light speed, and he aims it straight at the whole thing, and then. Just,
I actually can't picture that scene in my head in Last Jedi anymore without the "it's a trap" pop up from how it should have ended. Do you know what this is? It's Anyway, I'm the one who just deleted Last Jedi.
The reason why I struggle with the ending is it just feels so segregation. Like, I mean, it's literally saying that humans can't get along with something different than them, and we just have to separate them. And that's a really weird message that I'm kind of uncomfortable with. I don't think that's what they're going for, but that's how I took it.
I got it more of as we're not ready yet, because they obviously weren't. There was the one clan of people who got along with the dragons, and the other group that weren't even trying. They were actively hunting and killing dragons.
Yeah.
And which, might have benefited from a higher a PG-13 rating, just so they could get a little more of the violence.
Because it
just to drive it home.
It didn't feel like
it's all cartoon violence where fall down. Oh, it's obviously dead.
Well,
unconscious.
I don't feel like they justified adequately the need to segregate. Like it just didn't. I'm so mixed on it because it's a great ending. It really my expectations subverted my expectations. It was not the ending I was expecting at all, and I'm cool with it. And is like I said, probably one of the best conclusions to a story that I've ever seen. It comes to a decisive and conclusive end. And in such a sweet way, too. The ending is great.
Oh, actually, what it reminds me of is Pirates of the Caribbean 3. And I like that movie a lot more than people did at the time. And I think it gets better with more viewings.
You know what? It's a lot like Episode 1, which I think is a lot better than... Are there other...
Trying to avoid Star Wars comparisons is this movie... This movie goes back, and people hate it when things reference themselves, but it's done to a purpose. Like, you show where the things in the past they have learned come to...
They've influenced them and made them better people.
It's part of who they are now. Like the drawing on the beach. I absolutely loved that scene. I'm like, yes, it's perfect.
It really is. Where it really shone was Hiccup and the dragons. I think where it lacked was the supporting cast. They just didn't handle well. Outside of the bad guy. Great bad guy.
He was pretty good.
I really like the bad guy. A good villain for a change.
Bloodborne cosplayer.
Felt like a Bloodborne player, too.
Tech and pants.
But his motivation was believable. It made sense. And you could...
He's kind of a dick. Kind of bad guy from Jurassic... Not the bad guy. The side bad guy from Jurassic Park 2. The greatest game.
Oh, yeah. But he was so believable. Because not only was he just like this hunter who wanted to do... Like, he loved it.
And he was toying with them. And it was fun to see them be able to anticipate and outsmart each other. It's not the hero does something stupid.
It just happens to luck out.
Succeed. It's the hero does something smart, but the bad guy also does something smart. Because I was actively rolling my eyes during the scene where he's letting the bad guy walk around his home, sit in his dad's chair while he just kind of stands there. I'm just like, and then it turns out that it's a trap for him, and I'm like, thank you.
He's not an idiot.
I feel like the movie is appreciating my levels of intelligence by letting him appreciate his level of intelligence.
That he's, the commander of this place that has been dealing with bad people for quite a while and has had to deal with crafty people. And
in his first rodeo, he knows how this goes.
And then he learns a lesson. He can get cocky. He did underestimate. Once again,
but he didn't completely underestimate it.
Correct. Like I said, the only place I'd really have to complain that I felt it was weak was
secondary characters.
Specifically the females. I believe Astrid and Moan were really underutilized and poorly utilized. Astrid was like this foil support.
She was there to ask questions of Hickman.
Yeah, she kind of drove the plot along and didn't really provide anything as a character. Which is sad because she was such a well-defined character in the first and second one. She, maybe less in the second, but very much in the first, she was probably the second most important character in the story.
In the first one, definitely.
Yeah.
Because she represented the opposite side of the dragon argument to Hiccup.
Mm-hmm. Where Stoic performed that in the second one, and she played a lesser role. In this one, no one played that role.
I don't even remember her in Astrid in the second one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't play much of her role.
Second one? Yeah. First one, second one, third one.
Second one was just blah. Didn't bring much to the table.
Second one kind of made me mad.
Yeah, anything else? Otherwise, I'd like to go to bed. We can do an in-depth on this one. I'd be okay with that.
Any words of wisdom for the audience?
Boom of